Hi guys, how are you? I hope you had a great weekend. Well, here I am today for the asynchronous lesson like I had promised. We're going to be looking at the activities I had set for homework together. Let's get started. So I will be sharing the ebook with you. And if you remember correctly, we were in page 23 and I had set this task for you, the grammar. So let's look at the grammar very quickly together. So we have to look at relative clauses. When we say relative clauses, we refer to who for people, which for objects, and where for places. Now, it's not only who for people, it's also that. And the same goes for objects, but not for places. Let's have a look at some examples. The person who I interviewed is a record holder, or the person that I interviewed is a record holder. So in this case, you can say both. Now, in the second case here, you cannot use both because who goes in a sentence between commas. For example, Sir Hugh Beaver, who was an engineer, comma, came up with the idea of Guinness World Records. Now, this sentence in between explains who Sir Hugh Beaver was. That's why it's put in 2 commas. That's why we cannot use both who and that here. Likewise, which and that can go together in this sentence. Guinness World Records publishes a book which includes some of the most unusual talents, or publishes a book that includes some of the most unusual talents. Το οποίο συμπεριλαμβάνει, etc., etc. And let's look at where. I hope the campsite where we're staying has got a restaurant because I'm hungry. I hope the campsite όπου μένουμε has got a restaurant because I'm hungry. But in this case, where goes after the comma because again, it gives an explanation, an extra explanation. I've just come back from Italy where my cousin lives. Όπου ζει ο ξάδερφος εξαδέρφου. Let's look at the activities. Barcelona, which is a beautiful city, is the place I want to visit next year, or whose is a beautiful city is the place I want to visit next year. Now, I think it doesn't sound well to say whose is a beautiful city is the place. Whose means to be. So the correct answer here would be Barcelona, which is a beautiful city, is the place I want to visit next year. So which is not only for objects, it's also for cities and countries. Let's have a look at the second one. Mrs. Larson, who lives next door, lost her cat yesterday. Mrs. Larson, that lives next door, lost her cat yesterday. Now, what about this one? Remember we said that who and that sometimes can both go. Now, in this case, only who goes, because it should be put in commas. Mrs. Larson, who lives next door, comma, lost her cat yesterday. So we should also put some commas here and who lives next door and here. Great. This is the website which I found more information about the Rubik's Cube, or where I found more information about the Rubik's Cube. So what do you think? Which, το οποίο, or όπου I found? If you say where I found more information is the correct one. And let me move to 4. Mike, whose brother is a very talented tennis player, is my best friend. Or Mike, whose brother is a very talented tennis player, is my best friend. Well, του οποίου, Mike, του οποίου ο αδερφός. So the correct answer would be whose brother. And, sorry, number 5, I can't find the book that Lisa lent me or who Lisa lent me? Now, like we said, book is an object. So after an object, I cannot say who, because who is for people, but not these people, the people before who, right? So before who, there's no people, there's an object. So the correct answer here is that.